Welcome to the WSL Post Show on this magic Easter Sunday here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy. So many great fans out here on the sand, still going in their minds about all the heats that they saw, remembering all the big performances to set up the semifinals, getting close to crowning our champions as we take you through the Melbourne flight cam to show you this incredible contest site. You got the judges on that top shelf. Did a great job today. Had some firework moments, had some very slow heats, but there are some savvy competitors that worked out the Final Four for both the men and the women. And one thing's for certain now, we're having a brand new champion this year on the men and women's side, with Ethan going down earlier today. Thanks for being with us, Joe Turpel, Felicity Palmatier, and Richie Lovett to break down all the action. Good call to get the quarter set up. That puts us in a great position to really pick the eyes out of the swell and crown our champions later on this week.
Oh, I think it was a great call this morning, Easter Sunday. It turned out to be a beautiful morning. We got to see some fantastic heats. There were fireworks. And now we've only got 6 heats left.
Yeah.
To really pick the eyes out of it.
Story of the underdogs this time, Rich. As we move back to the bowl, that was obviously a win there too, just to get at the traditional contest site, but really cool to see some fresh faces really stepping up.
Yeah, it's a different storyline to this Bells competition that we have here. We've got all these newcomers and they're fighting for their spot on tour. We've got the rookies who are, realizing that they that they deserve to be here on this tour. So it's been a really interesting day. Bells produced perfectly for the quarterfinals. We had really contestable conditions and some great surfing along the way.
Really impressed with this man from Indonesia, representing the first time that we've had a full-time competitor on the top 34. Rio making so many records in his favor and making a statement into his first semifinal of his career as he's with Laura.
Yes, Rio, your first ever semi-final. You've just jumped 10 places up into 10th on the rankings coming into this event. Is this something that you could have dreamt of?
Of course, I'm always dreaming of, first things to make finals. So, but at the same time, just focus step by step. I was in quarter, I was happy at the same time. Job's not done, and then now making semi. So again, of course, I'm happy, but at the same time, it's never done. So even I win this event, I will keep trying to get better. So I'm happy where I'm at today.
Amazing. And, coming into today, back here at the Bells Bowl, that was a tricky heat. Both of you guys making some mistakes, but you pulled it together at the end and took reins of that heat.
Yeah, man, I love Kate. I love Kate so much, and we didn't grow up together, but we kind of compete a lot of heats, I think. And I'm proud of him. And man, I fell off a couple of waves. Maybe I was nervous, but after I fell 2 waves, I was like, okay, I have to make next wave. And play the games a little bit. This one wave came and tried to paddle, and then I guess Kate went. I think it was pretty bad waves, and lucky the waves came to me, and get the job done, I think.
Amazing. You well and truly got the job done. You also did a good job on your toe. What happened there?
I don't know, just stupid, I guess. I was running to the lineup, and then I was looking at the crowds and waving, and then I just slipped and cut myself. So I was a little stupid, but it's okay. Little cut. I'm always get a cut from Indo, so rips everywhere. And yeah, probably I will have what today's done, maybe tomorrow's done, not on. So look after my toe and back to training, I guess.
Yeah, we'll call the tow truck and get that sorted. But anything you'd like to say to your family back home in Indonesia?
Job's not done, so thanks for supporting. And
in Indonesian.
Saya akan lebih semangat, dan terima kasih sudah dukung, dan semifinal saya akan lebih semangat, dan semoga bisa masuk final, dan terima kasih untuk dukungannya.
Thank you. Good luck in the semis.
Thank you.
Suksama, thank you so much. Rio Waida, what a legend. You can tell he's focused, he's believing in himself. He says job's not done. He's working with Micro, and I remember when Micro, for Matt Wilkinson, what worked for Wilco, he'd make a heat, and he would say, you've done nothing. It's just, being good friends with Wilco, he could say that to you've done nothing. So settle down. There's a whole nother heat that you need to win, and you got to win this contest. Cool to see Rio in this kind of form.
So cool. And yeah, you just can't celebrate too early, because I'm sure Rio wants to keep, jumping up those places on the rankings. There's 10,000 points up for grabs for a win, and he's one step closer. I love the headspace he's in. Seems like he's really cruisy at the moment, but he knows that there's still more work to be done.
Look looking at his overall performance from Winky to his demeanor at Bells today, does he have a true shot at winning this thing?
Absolutely he does. His performances have been really consistent. I think he's put it on edge and gone for those high-risk manoeuvres when he's needed to. And, well, that wasn't, the greatest of quarterfinals, but I think he still needs to keep that confidence. Talk about determination, that guy has it. Talk about wanting to keep learning and keep improving. This guy has it, and, well, he's got the whole of Indonesia, and I think there's a lot of fans around the world that are buying into what he's doing.
Well, we had a giant heat today as far as Ethan Ewing was concerned, looking like he was on the way to defending his bell, but he went down to the rookie Cole Houshmand, and it really all came down to how the heat started.
Ethan's 6, and for the rest of the heat, he ended up seeing that he was looking like he was in great form, though. I mean, these two-turn combos, looking spicy, just continuing that momentum, that great momentum he's had all year. And we watch Ethan do that a lot, though. I feel like he can get very selective, but I think that was no fault of his own. I think, we often don't want to blame the ocean, but there wasn't much coming through and there wasn't much opportunity.
Just a veteran-type move from Cole Houshmand.
Yeah.
How are you going to beat the best? Keep him off the best wave of the heat, and he did that.
Yeah, keep him off the best wave, get the best wave off him, and absolutely go to town on it. And that's what Cole did. Great performance from him. Clutch, he's pulling himself out of a huge hole. Came into this event way down on the ratings, needing a result, and he's doing it. You can see him there just embracing Coach Luke Egan. And he's doing it for the goofy footers too. The lone one left into the draw on the men's side.
Huge win for Houshmand. Taking out Medina the other day. Now Ewing, who is going for 2 in a row, into the semifinals for the first time of his career when he needs it the most. We're seeing what this guy is made of. He had all the hype in the world. A lot of people just were going to him to be Rookie of the Year, and it didn't start in his favor result-wise. It was almost thinking like he'd be left out for the rest of the season. Talk about regrouping, working with Luke Egan, looking at things he had to clean up, and wow, he could go all the way in this contest.
Oh, I definitely think he could go all the way. We've seen him trending ever so slightly up each event. He needed a big result here. He's looking really good on the backhand. Like you mentioned, he had a couple of really massive heats yesterday. The Gabriel Medina heat, Kanoe Igarashi, and now Ethan Ewing. I mean, the defending Bell champion. It's looking good.
Up 10 spots to 16th. Also with the Rio story, moving into 10th in the world, you're wondering how these athletes are going to surf pressure-free the cut, because we could see a whole new program once they know they're safe for the season.
Yeah, there's something about just alleviating that pressure, taking the cork off and go. Just, you can surf pressure-free, and I know you can both relate to it. Things just start to fall into place, and you feel more at ease, and your decisions feel like they're flowing a lot better.
Well, now it's time for the Boost Mobile Heat of the Day. Let's send it to the Californians for putting on a show today. Griffin Colapinto absolutely took charge in a heat with his good friend Jake Marshall. Jake's been on a roll, some of the best surfing we've seen from him, but it was all about Griff. That cool punt, wheelie to cover some serious ground. That was so fun to watch.
I was so impressed watching that. It was a full transitional move. He used it to gain ground on this wave, and it's kind of like if he didn't go to the air, I don't know if he would have got around that section. It was just super impressive to watch, and finishing off on the inside there, I mean, 8.5 and backing it up with an 8.4. But for me, I've got to echo what you were saying, Joe. Jake has looked very good this whole event. His pace and timing has also been really well received, I think, at Winky and at Bells. So, yeah, massive heat for these two Californian boys.
And also coming off that really sleepy heat, wave-wise with Cole and Eve, everyone was on their feet for this one. Griffin, 8.5 and an 8.4, Rich.
Yeah, he was in complete control. And, well, Jake, most improved for this season, I'm going to say. He's just been looking on, but unfortunately just started making a few mistakes here, started to feel the pressure, started going for turns and not making the ones that we've seen him make. So Griffin in complete control, dropping a couple of huge numbers, and then he had a couple of spare in the tank as well.
It was very close when we showed up at Bells as far as the rankings were concerned. Now with Ethan out, John Florence out the other day, losing to Cade Madsen. Colapinto's getting a little bit of room wearing that yellow jersey. Marshall all the way up to number 4 in the world. The guy who fell off the cut last year, he's a completely different type of competitor. As we check out the Bailey Ladders bracket, McGillivray versus Cole Houshmand. Colapinto taking on Rio Waida. We'll have a new Bells champion this year. Where's the winner in the draw? flick. Rich, who wants to go first?
Oh, wow, you
Ladies first.
really putting us on the
Ladies
spot. I'm just going to back a goof and be biased, I think. I always want to back a goofy. Why not? We haven't seen it in a while. Let's see a goof ring the bell.
I like it. I like it. Agree or disagree, Rich?
I'm going to go with Griffin on this one. I just feel like the form is too good at the moment. He's got more reps out here than anyone else in the field. He just looks so good today, and he looked like he was still only in 4th or 5th gear, and he's got a few more to go.
Looking forward to it. Great choices, you guys. We'll see what happens there as we check out the beautiful view of Bells Beach and looking at the Bailey Ladders bracket for the women. Joanne DeFay, Brisa Hennessy, they've got some history there, and then Caroline Marks and Caitlin Simmers.
You put me on the spot again, are you?
Are you going to take my goofy footer again?
Honestly, I do feel like Caroline hasn't even clicked up into her 3rd or 4th gear yet. I still feel like she's got more in the tank. But I think Brisa has just her wave selection out on the bowl, and knowing that we're most likely going to see an increase in the swirl after these next few days, we're going to be probably on the bowl. Brisa's had a great connection with the bowl. I'm going to go with Brisa.
Okay, cool. No worries. I'm going to take the goofy footer. I was going to
let me take it, but
yeah, I was going to be stuck. If you didn't take it, then I was going to be stuck.
I like it. Well, this is how we got there. As we check out the polls, it all started with Joanne DeFay this morning beating the local wild card, which wasn't an easy task. Ellie Harrison has been taking down big names like Tyler Wright, rerouted Molly Picklum in the early stages of the event as she got through to her personal best at Bells. And then Brisa, absolutely brilliant today as she got past Sawyer Lindblad, showing her power and finesse on that Glen Pang. Will Brisa be the Mophie Charger of the event? She's looking strong into a semifinal here on the bowl. And then Caroline Marks. The backhand was on fire, and it was cool that we got to see a battle of the backhanders as she got past Tati. 7-1-7. Low score of follow-up made things interesting here, and Tati had a moment where she started to get on a roll. 6-9-3 was her best, but ends up being eliminated by the reigning world champ as she matches her personal best result into the semifinals of Bells. And then how about Katie Simmers and Gabby Bryan? Gabby Bryan really took control early. 6-5-7 and a 7-5, and made a priority mistake, and that really changed the rhythm of the matchup. Katie Simmers 8-5 and then took the win with a low score of a 7.0. One of the cleanest served heats I've seen from Katie. Just looked confident, comfortable, making good decisions. She says she has to get compy sometimes, and she actually said things didn't actually go to plan here, but the type of surfing she's bringing looks like she's filled with confidence, great happy energy, and she's got a shot to win the bell representing Southern California. They've all made the cut as well for Katie Simmers. We're going to check out Caroline Marks making the cut, Betty Lusakura Johnson, Brisa Hennessy, Molly, Joanne DeFay. Member, it's top 10. Those are 6 names right there. So there are only 4 spots left as we finish this event and then move on to Margaret River. Let's now hear from Brisa Hennessy with Laura Enever.
Hi guys, down here in the Red Bull Athlete Zone, I've stolen Brisa away from the action, which is very exciting right now to tell you, Brisa, you have officially made the cut. What a year you've had. You've just made it into your 3rd semi-final of the year. You've also had to overcome adversity. Talk us through, this year as a whole and what you're most proud of.
Wow, thank you. That is the greatest news ever. Gosh, it's really stressful with the cut, and I feel like the uncertainty is something that surfers have to deal with. Like, there's just so many unknowns, and that's what makes it so beautiful too. And actually before my heat, I saw like the sun rays going through the clouds, and I was just thinking to myself, like, the wound is where the light enters you. It's one of my favorite Rumi quotes, and it's so true about life, right? And we just gotta let that light shine no matter how dark the clouds are. So thank you.
Congratulations. I'll let you get back to it, and good luck in the semi-finals.
Thanks, Laura. Appreciate it. Super psyched.
Congratulations to Brisa Hennessy, and gosh, always inspiring us in the water and with just some poetic phrases to really lift our spirits and really see the bright side of this whole world of the cut and advancing. And gosh, anytime you're with Brisa, you're winning. I feel good about that. How about you guys?
I feel great after hearing that quote.
Magic.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
What a warrior. I mean, it reminded, too, of what Brisa's been through, even recently with bursting her eardrum in competition at Portugal. It was actually more scary than it looked as we talked to her about it. But now in a position to fight for a world title from start to finish.
Yeah, so job 1 done, made the cut. Job 2 in front of her, make the final 5. So being able to surf, you know, without that pressure, we're really going to see Brisa step things up, and which is a dangerous prospect because she's surfing incredibly well. So if she's going to add to those performances, then look out. The rest of the field, good to see Betty Lou also now officially made the cut as well. You know, she's had a bit of a rough trot over the last couple of years trying to find consistency in her form, and it's really starting to happen.
Well, we almost got to pass this thing off. The big bell.
Nearly. Let's wait.
Almost finals day, but yeah, I think it was a good call to wait. Let's bring up the Surfline forecast today, Easter Sunday. We have all the way to April 5th to crown our champions, and there's a couple of days to look forward to, Flick.
Yeah, there is. So this is that southwest swell we obviously saw here today. We capitalised on it yesterday at Winky, and then today there was a little bit left over and made the most of it with those quarterfinal heats. But what's going to happen is going to drop off a bit more. We could see a potential couple of lay days, but with good news is there's more swell on the way later on in this event period.
Yeah, definitely on that Wednesday and Thursday, things start to kick, in particular from sort of midday on Wednesday. It's going to start to jack up. We're looking at a swell around the 2 metre mark on the buoys. So that could relate up to sort of 6 to 8 foot faces here at Bells Beach. The wind looking semi-favourable too. So I think it was the right call. The tide's moving in now. Things have really slowed up on the bowl. It would have been difficult if we kept running. So I think bigger, better waves on the horizon. Let's wait.
Let's wait and see. I like that call. As we get to the BioGland Daily Dose, our top 5 moments of a big Easter Sunday. The fans turning up to watch the world's best compete. Switching from Winky Pop over to the Bells Bowl. It's much easier to watch the event down at this venue, so the fans absolutely scored. A lot of happy faces, a lot of chocolate Easter bunnies getting passed out. Katie Simmers had one right out of the water, and it's still pretty early in the morning, but when you rip as hard as she does, you're allowed to, right?
Oh, you're allowed to. It's Easter. Eat some chocolate Easter eggs, have a hot cross bun. But yeah, the fans just turned up in full force. Lots of good interaction on the beach, and it ended up being a beautiful day. It was a little bit overcast in the beginning, but that burnt off, and amazing day.
Coming to number 4, it's a big one for Katie Simmers, securing a semi-final spot on finals day.
Yeah, big one. This was a story of 2 halves this heat. Gabriella Bryan had all the momentum early on, putting 2 good scores on the board. A crucial error halfway through, and then Katie Simmers, well, she pounced and just performed so well on the biggest and best waves that came through in the latter half of the heat, really showing us great variety and why there is so much talk, so much noise, so much hype around this youngster that is just making waves around the world.
California representing.
What's going on over there, Jeff?
It's just magic. There's so many similarities. That was big, and then goes to number 3 on the list, the rookie turning up. Biggest event of his career.
Oh, this is amazing. I mean, Cole came to Australia with a pretty big task on his hands. He was sitting below that cut line, needed a couple of big results, and he just keeps delivering. This heat right here is just taking down. Yesterday, he took down Gabby Rodino, Kanoe Igarashi, now Ethan Ewing, and it all happened on this first exchange with that first wave. He got the jump, dropped that 9.07, backed it up with a 4.77, and left Ethan out the back, just sitting there, basically dropped anchor, only caught the one wave, was incredibly patient, but just didn't get that other opportunity. So massive moment there for Cole, and I'm sure Louis is absolutely stoked.
Then making the top 5, coming in at number 2, the brilliance from the Costa Rican, Brisa Hennessy, looking solid today.
Yeah, just laying down some big power hacks, snapping through the lip there. Brisa looked in total control during this, the first quarterfinal of the morning. And well, you could see she was actually competing with a little earplug in, so obviously still feeling some of the effects of the burst eardrum, but managing that so well. There's her dad, Mike, very, very happy.
Oh, love that. The Hennessy's on hand, her mom there as well, and winning the post show, number one in the world, Griffin Colapinto. A couple of big 8-point rides today.
This was the heat of the day. This was incredible to watch, and I mean, 2 really informed surfers. Griff, obviously number 1 in the world, coming up against Jake Marshall, who's been on an absolute tear. But I just loved what I saw from Griff. And this was the heat right after Cole and Ethan, when it had been quite sleepy. So to go from that sleepy heat to this super explosive start, it had me excited, and yeah, Griff just took control. 8.5. What did he get? 8.5 and an 8.4.
Yeah, you were
Beautiful.
spot on.
I was spot on.
That was great. And that air he did in transition was one of the coolest moves we've seen throughout this event, as it's Easter Sunday, and our friend Vaughn never likes to go home early. I think he's still hanging around there somewhere.
Oh, man, what a day. Unbelievable surfing action for the quarterfinals of the Rip Curl Pro presented by Bonsoy. And yeah, look, it's a bummer that we've had to call it off, but that's what happens when the tide fills in. Good thing about the comp getting called off is the Cooper's bar starts going off. And that's why I'm here with all my new mates celebrating Easter Sunday here at the Rip Curl Pro. Come on down. Worst things you could do on an Easter Sunday. It's going to be pumping here all afternoon. Sure, we're not going to be watching much surfing, but we're going to be.
See you next time on Finals Day.
Can I get a second of your time? Remember me? Go and rack your mind. It's been a minute since you saw me down there, but I never stopped climbing up those golden stairs. Look at me now. I'm on the grind every day, just trying to get paid. Now I'm popping champagne. Never saw me coming, now you can't stop I'm running. Now you're gonna remember my name. Look at me now, ooh.